Dr. D, he'd been looking for a steering wheel. He likes the wood steering wheel ever since we found the Deluxe. What did you end up with here?
The wheel itself was in pretty rough shape. The metal, it's aluminum, and so it had a lot of that real whitish looking bicarbonate oxidation. First thing off the bat, put it up on the vise, and I took the little wire wheel on the drill with the fine bristles, and I got that cleared up pretty good, looking like a metal. And then I even had to take the wire wheel to the wood. The wood looked worse than a broom handle. You wouldn't even want to put your hands on it and turn. It would have just stabbed you with all the slivers. Apparently, I should have taken a picture beforehand to show you just how bad it was when I first did it. So this is the finished product after 3 weeks of, finally going through it. And it doesn't feel too bad. You can see the separation though in the wood, in the grain here, where I had to really work hard to make sure that was filled so that it couldn't separate in my hands as I'm using it as a steering wheel. Now the look of this metal is the look of the inside. That's what it all looked like. It was oxidized pretty bad. We got most of the look back, but the center cap, this is like
that's the cool part.
The piece de resistance, because instead of a Lancia center cap, I finally have a Saab center cap. So that's what will go right in here. And then we'll have to figure out, kind of like we did with the other one, a backing plate for it to hold on, because I don't have a ridge like it does on some of the other wheels. So what was really unique is on the Lancia one, the guy took and put a piece of cardboard that was oversized, glued it to the back.
It worked.
When you put it in, you never see the cardboard because it's all the way in, but it's just enough friction to friction lock it in. Yet you could still pull it out when you want to pull it out. So we might end up doing the same thing.
Do you think it's bigger?
I don't know. That's we got to go find out. I have not even put it in the car. It's been in this box since last night.
Yeah, Darin's legs aren't likely to fit if this wheel's bigger.
Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm 6'4", and so for me fitting in that little Saab, I had to already take the little brackets out just so I could fit in the car. And right now my wheel is less than 1 finger width from my leg when I drive it, and I can't really get any more room out of that. So
I think one of my favorite things about driving around with Darin in that car is when he gets out and there's people nearby, they're like, how did that just happen? What magic did I just
The funny
witness?
thing is, I actually fit better in that car than I do in most new cars.
That hole that's in the Lancia wheel is exactly, we'll call it like top dead center. So I'm marking the shaft so that we'll know when we put the Saab wheel on, because they're really fine and there's no key, so you can clock it any way you want to. So that'll give us an idea where to put it back on. So you look in here, this is your turn signal switch, and it's cool. Instead of using a plug or a blade, there's little bitty screws on these block terminals, and then you solder the end of the wire, and Saab went through all the trouble to do that, and then you tighten it down. So it's a more positive way to connect wires. It's complicated and takes twice as long, but it's better.
Would you like the wheel?
Yes. All right, Darin, you got any choice? Any particulars?
As straight as you can put it on,
Okay.
according to your notches.
All right, so that's not straight.
That's a little to the left.
See?
Let's, guys, let's put some anti-seize on this. Go grab some anti-seize.
Anti-seize?
Yeah.
This is a nice wheel.
I know, I want it for that car.
All this is, fellas, is just,
Make sure it does.
got aluminum against steel,
Yep.
and there's this thing called galvanometric,
Corrosion.
and it doesn't like dissimilar metals. And then they lock together, so this way, if we need to take it off again,
We can take it off without too much problem.
and we're gonna put a little bit of this on the threads, just a bit, it always helps. So we'll line up our marks.
I had everybody looking at me when I drove in town.
Okay. So this is tapered threads or tapered splines. So the tighter you tighten it, the harder it seats. But that also means that if you squirt it on too hard, like with an impact gun, it's that much harder to get off. So I took it off with the impact. Boys, you want to give me a 1/2 inch ratchet, please? but I'll have more control if I put it on by hand. I'm backing it off to make sure that there's no going, and I'm gonna just go to where it's snug, and then I'm gonna go like an 1/8 of a turn, and then that's not coming on. There's a lock washer. Darin, your new wheel is now installed. Sweet. I'll let you do the honors of putting the cap in. So this is the Modolito wheel. So you can see it's plywood or laminate. So Chuck and I found out that you can actually take these screws off and clock the wheel via these screws or through the splines like we did on Darin's. So that's just a different cool wheel.
Both of them have their unique property of look and appeal.
So the idea of the circle is you're going to use this as a friction lock to hold that center cap in for right now. And I'm going to make it tabbed, so each one of these tabs can bend a little easier and still hold it when it gets in. The original one there that was in was a different center, and we don't have that center, so I'm gonna set this up like this. Now the idea is then I have to take and I have to glue this or tape it so that it holds onto my center cap with Saab. And then when I push it in, these little tabs will hold it inside and keep it into the wheel so that it doesn't come out of the wheel. You can get an idea of what we're trying to accomplish here. It's just gonna go in there and then those little things will hold it as it goes in. So now I just gotta probably, I think I might go just try some duct tape right now, and that might work just fine. Eventually I might come up with a little bit better way, but to be honest, I use duct tape for the dash because I don't have a good dash and they're so hard to find. So I covered that dash with duct tape because when we got it, it was just falling apart everywhere. And now at least it's not falling apart, but the duct tape, maybe once a year, the sun hitting the duct tape wears out adhesive, and I have to sometimes go in and replace it, but that's just because of the sun. I don't think the sun's gonna do anything to this. I think this will be just fine. The edges of the tape have held the cardboard pretty firm. I think it's gonna be all right. So let's see if this will depress perfectly into the hole. Oh, what do you think?
You happy, Darin?
Gentlemen,
Good.
Darin is a happy camper. Look at that.
This is feeling good. So much better than that Lancia wheel.
Today, we have the aroma of vanilla and lilac.
Jasmine.
Jasmine? I don't know. I think it's lilac. And then the other day, did you come by when it reeked so bad it about made us barf?
Yeah, I heard. 67 wagon.
Yep.
And this has a cool old school steering wheel.
Chuck, you have a horn?
Yeah, it's a chrome trim.
What?
Yeah, like 50 style.
Okay. What year is yours?
67.
Okay, so it is not everything after 67 because I don't have a horn.
No, I know. I didn't want to correct him in front of the cameraman.
Dave's not got quite the right idea on when.
Well, he knows what he knows.
He knows what he knows, but.
And we don't know anything. This car came with no keys.
Okay.
So I took the handle in.
And you got it rekeyed?
Got it rekeyed by our local locksmith. It matches the ignition and it matches the other door. So I've got a key to the car. So I can use all the same old same. Apparently not a lot of people make keys anymore the old-fashioned way, but our local guy does. Well, I just finished putting the door handle back on, but finished is the bi-operative word because there's some tightening that needs to still occur. That's good. Okay, bye guys.
You know why he's saying that, right? You and I can't get out if he doesn't open the door. That you can't get through. This you can't get through, and that you can't get through. There are no handles in here.
Nope,
and he
they're
knows
all
it.
gone.
They're all gone. So if he wants to be a bud, he shuts the door and walks away, and you and I are screwed.
All right, stay tuned, everybody. We'll have more for you. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if someone feels so inclined, support our Patreon, Sobbing Uncontrollably. Put more on the road. Thanks, guys.